Hello, guys. Good day. This is Anna for Reinforce Me Club. Today, we're going to talk about why genes are not always the determining factor. Now, speaking about genes, genes are like instructions or blueprints that parents pass down to their children. And these instructions decide how you look like and how you act. For example, you got your blue eyes from your dad, and your sister got her brown eyes from mom. But you are both have curly hairs from your dad. You got it from your dad. So genes determine the traits that runs in the family. Or you could be good in basketball, just like your uncle. Genes determine the color of your skin, the shape of your nose, your height, and even your weight, even your future weight. Genes dictate your physical attributes, your physiological functions, as well as your behavioral tendencies. So if your parents are narcissistic, there is a high probability that you're going to turn out to be narcissistic too. If your parents are rich and kind, as well as charitable, most probably you'll turn out to be just like your parents because that's how they're going to raise you as well. And we have also genetic variations. And this genetic variations makes us all unique. You and me are different, and we are both different from everybody else. Even our thumb mark are different, and these are caused by genetic variations. So genetic variations, you know, allows us to be adaptive in our environment over time. Our genes is like a toolbox with different tools. And these different tools are the diverse range of traits that can help us grow and survive in all sorts of environments. So even where we live, our genes can able to transform for that. So those people who lives in Africa, so they have darker skin compared to people who lives in the Philippines and to those dwellers in Europe because they don't have much sunshine. So our genes are adaptive, and our genes are what makes us different, way too different from everybody else. I could be violent, you could be, gentle. And genes can also predispose us to some diseases like diabetes, heart attack, stroke, and all sorts of, you know, future which are challenging to us. And because of that, there are also instances wherein genes don't really matter as much. So the first thing is that, why genes don't matter. We have the so-called environmental influence. So, for example, your parents, both of your parents, mom and dad, they don't drink. But by the time you turn 16, you rented out a flat surrounded with people who drinks and smokes. And you make friends with these people. And then eventually you become the kind of person who drinks and smokes, who is different from your parents who doesn't have those habits. Another example of environmental influence is that those people who were raised by parents who are, suffering from substance abuse, alcoholic parents, and then, yeah, there is high probability that their kids will turn out to be just like their parents, alcoholic, drug dependent, because that's what they see from their parents since they're young. They grow up with their parents. They treated, you know, the way their parents treat them. So they've been looking for that the same habits all throughout their lives. But the catch is there is what we call lifestyle choices. And another factor which can, defeat our genes in some ways. Yes, there are people who were raised by a father who is alcoholic and a mother who always say yes, who's always okay with that. But those kids grow up to be a responsible adult and never drinks. So these are lifestyle changes, and it actually, you know, fights the this what we call behavioral tendencies that even though the father is alcoholic, the son decided not to drink at all, decided to be a responsible father. So the behavioral tendencies of the son to be alcoholic is by choice cut off. By the way, lifestyle choices, we think about, we usually have thought about this as, eating healthy foods, getting enough exercise, which makes us stronger and energetic. These choices can affect how we grow, how we think, our mindset, and how we deal with people. And by choice, even though you grow up in a narcissistic family, narcissistic parents, by choice, by self-awareness, by stress management, by your choice of getting in touch with your therapies, you can actually cut or break the chain of being, be one of those people who are narcissistic, because you don't want to be like your parents. You want to be the kind of person who is pro growth, who is pro relationship, who wants to have a healthy, happy life with happy relationships. Another lifestyle choices that we could put out as an example is Angelina Jolie. She was able to, she decided to undergo surgery because of, she was able to understand about her tendency of getting breast cancer, which actually runs to her in her family. So she decided to undergo mastectomy. Yeah, that's a choice. And even though, your diabetes, type 2 diabetes runs in your family, you decided to do or start a healthy lifestyle because you never wanted to be diabetic, which also happens to some people, that even though type 2 diabetes runs in the family, they grow up healthy, they got all healthy, non-diabetic. Another example is that if heart attacks runs in your family, you decided to have a lifestyle change, healthy mindset, then you grow old up to 65 to 70 without any heart problems. You can have other health issues, but not heart problems, because you work for that. You work on yourself to prevent any heart issues. And there are also chances, events which can trigger our genetic variations, our behavioral tendencies. So these are called unexpected things that happen in life that can change us. These are the big surprises. Just like, what happened to Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, while working at Hewlett Packard in 1970s. He was able to come up with the idea of what is now Apple from attending random seminars. And then he met Steve Jobs and they built an empire. Apple, iPhone, iPod. Another example is the founder of Jollibee, Filipinos' favorite fast food. Jollibee fried chicken, burger, and spaghetti. Yeah, the founder of Jollibee Corporation. So he used to sell just ice cream, and he wasn't that rich as now. But, compared to the time he started, with all his dedications and hard work, he was able to build an empire. He even bought Mang Inasal and Chowking. So behavioral tendencies by choice. And, you know, these people are Chinese. They migrated from China to Philippines and built an empire. So a big change, a leap of change for them. And kudos for that. Another example is Bill Gates. He built Microsoft, a big empire. Although his parents doesn't know anything about computer, but due to his exposure and decision to commit himself, to really indulge himself to programming and computers, he built Microsoft. So genes predispose people, but it will not always predetermine them. Your genes are not always your destiny. It doesn't eliminate hard work at all, but genes tells you what to work hard on. By the way, I got that from Atomic Habits. So this is Anne of Reinforce Me Club. And if you like this content, please share it to your family and friends. Click subscribe button right there, as well as the notification. And have a lovely day ahead. Thank you very much.